Hi, I'm Danelle, and this is my final year project titled Between Paces. In a world that never locks off, how do we know we've done enough? The line between work, rest, self worth has been blurred, especially with how social media constantly feeds us conflicting narratives, especially between hustling harder and slowing down. So, this leaves many caught in a cycle of overthinking, overworking, and burnout. Between Paces brings the digital chaos of hustle and rest culture into a physical world. So the core challenges are how people are constantly exposed to conflicting narratives online about productivity and rest. So these narratives blur the line between ambition and self-care, creating pressure, guilt, and eventual burnout. Many individuals, especially creatives, struggle to define their own balance amid this digital noise. The solution is to create an immersive installation that transforms digital overstimulation into a physical experience. This engages audiences with reflective prompts and sensory design, encouraging personal reflection on pace, rest, and self worth. This project matters because it makes a shared digital struggle visible. We feel the tension between ambition and rest, but we rarely ever stop to question where those voices exactly come from. The problem lies in how social media glorifies both hustle culture and rest culture simultaneously, so this creates, again, pressure and confusion. There is the need to address these opposing ideals on how they distort the way people define success, self-worth, and balance. And it is to fill the gap of how few creative experiences translate this invisible digital tension into something tangible. So, by translating online overstimulation into an immersive installation, this project uses design communication as reflection and not just information. First, it bridges digital and physical worlds. So, again, it transforms mental noise from online into a tangible sensory physical experience. Next is to define design as reflection. So it's not just like using the design communications to inform, but to provoke thought and emotion. And lastly, is to expand the role of design communication. So it demonstrates how experiential storytelling can explore social and cultural issues, showing that design not only communicate but also critiques. The key references for this project is The Cubicle by Jonathan. So it's a sculptural installation that depicts a person completely engulfed by the clutter of office technology. And next is an installation by Veronique. So the theme behind this installation signifies technology's domination over the human body, workplace exhaustion, and the loss of individuality in digital labor culture. So who is it for and why it matters? So it's targeted towards 18 to 30-year-olds of all genders, students, young creatives, and working adults. So all of these individuals are highly online and they are digitally immersed on social media such as TikTok, Instagram, and other online platforms. Their pain points is that they feel guilty whenever taking breaks, they struggle with comparison online, they constantly have internal conflicts from online narratives, and they are very unclear on what balance means. Their needs are a validation that rest is productive, a reminder to slow down and breathe, opportunities to reconnect with their own thoughts, and lastly, to find their own pace. So, this is relevant to them because it provides a solution that gives form to their internal conflict and creates a space where they can see that tension outside themselves. It helps them feel understood and encourages self reflection, reminding them that it's okay to pause and define success on their own terms. The goals are to design an immersive installation, to evaluate audience reflection and awareness post experience, and to implement a cohesive visual and spatial storytelling. So, this is the creative solution. It's an immersive installation paired with audio, video, projection, and prints. The installation itself will signify the burnout we get from these conflicting narratives between hustle and rest. And then there will be accompanied with zines, posters, hanging prints. All of these prints will serve as a purpose to ask the audience what is your pace, or just basically it will have very self-reflective questions. These are the deliverables. It will be an immersive installation, interactive zine, posters and hanging prints, motion graphic visuals, a video, and merchandise. This is my color and typography. So I went for a colorful palette. From afar, I want it to look very inviting, but when you go closer, the messaging is more heavier. I wanted it to be kind of conflicting between the colors and the messaging to also give symbolism on how hustle and rest culture is very conflicting. So the typography, I went for a very pixel digital tech-ish fonts because I want to portray that digital noise. So this is my mood board. The visual style is very Y2K inspired, so it will have digital textures, graffiti-like doodles. The design principles uses contrast, hierarchy, balance, repetition, texture, and layering. The messaging tone is very reflective, conversational quotes that provoke thought. And lastly is Gessalt's principle of perception, using visual tension and layering to mirror digital overstimulation. This is a timeline. Right now, I'm in designing and production, so I'm still designing the prints and the video and stuff like that. And then for final preparations, we'll start from week 13. So that includes printing the prints as well as testing out the installation paired with like the projection, audio, and stuff like that. This project success will be evaluated through audience feedback, expert critique, insights from lecturers, design practitioners, and peers. And next is engagement observation. So this is to note how viewers interact with the space, visuals, and sound to measure immersion and impact. And lastly is reflection analysis. I'll be collecting written or verbal reflections to evaluate whether the project encourages self-awareness about work, rest, and digital habits. So, in a world that never locks off, Between Paces invites the audience to pause and question the rhythm that they live by through visual storytelling and experiential design. It challenges the pressure to keep up, transforming digital noise into space for reflection. Thank you.